The greatest brick in Zenless history. Banyue is a truly fascinating character. He breaks so many gacha game conventions that it's hard to believe he was allowed to even exist in one. And yet, he does. And due to his rather unique position, he has quite a few peculiarities in both his design and his gameplay. Hi, myself Arcade, but you can call me Chaos, and today we're going to be looking at the many peculiarities of Banyue, ranging from things that most Zenless players know to some more niche and rather bizarre facts. Let's get into it. It's not very hard to see that Banyue takes at least some inspiration from Buddhist mythology. His physical appearance could be inspired by Chinese stone guardian lions, which were traditionally placed outside important buildings to act as protectors. He could also take inspiration from the many four-armed deities in Buddhism, most notably the Vidyaraja, who in Vajrayana or esoteric Buddhism are a class of wrathful protector deities. In fact, his inspirations from the Vidyaraja become quite pronounced when Banyue enters his Visage of Wrath state. The Vidyaraja are most often depicted with dark skin, having fierce expressions that show visible fangs, a glaring look, are often surrounded by a halo of purifying flames, and possess multiple arms, all of which are design aspects that can also be seen during Banyue's Visage of Wrath state. Additionally, both the Vidyaraja and Stone Lions are considered protectors, which fits Banyue as he not only fights to protect the weak, but also runs a martial arts dojo with the express purpose of teaching people how to defend themselves. This can also somewhat mirror the Vidyaraja, who are specifically invoked to help overcome negative forces. It's pretty common knowledge that Banyue has a taunt. It's one of the only motion inputs in the entire game and pays homage to both Zenless and his own inspiration from fighting games. Now, the interesting thing about his taunt is that it behaves like an EX special, meaning that it can be cancelled into and out of many of his other attacks. This mainly sees use in the form of the taunt cancel technique, which involves cancelling the end lag of one of his EX specials into a taunt, and then immediately cancelling that into a crushing peaks. This not only allows you to go into Toppling Mountain a lot faster, but it can also allow you to trigger a chain attack while Banyue is casting the skill. And things get especially interesting when we pair him with certain characters with really fast chain attacks. If we use a chain attack while Banyue is using Crushing Peaks and then immediately use Banyue's chain attack before Toppling Mountain can come out, we can prevent him from exiting Visage of Wrath, which effectively gives us two uses of Crushing Peaks, leading to a pretty cool looking double punch combo. Now, unfortunately, this isn't very good since the only characters that this works on don't really pair that well with Banyue, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. Alright, last two were pretty information heavy, so how about we go through a couple of smaller things? Stuff that isn't exactly long enough to have its own segment, but still worth mentioning. Sort of like a rapid fire round, eh? Banyue loves balls. If you ever feel like you don't know what to talk to him about, just mention spherical objects, he'll be very interested. The lion is afraid of mice. On his release, there was a bug that caused Lucy to think he was actually Bernice.
Bernice, I'm here to help!
Despite being a literal robot, Banyue is tech illiterate, not even knowing how to put on a profile picture. He has quite a bit of trouble understanding internet slang. He's prone to getting very sleepy. He can reproduce. Maybe. This line has a lot of implications. Just interpret it as you want to. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Alright, this is what you all came to the video for, and the thing that I put on the thumbnail. Yes, it's true, Banyue's M1 does in fact make him worse. In Deadly Assault, if you're hunting for a 4-stun run and have either Lighter or Dial In on your team. You see, Banyue's M1 gives him a 2-second stun pause whenever Crushing Peaks hits a stunned enemy, which on the surface seems nice since that means he'll always land Toppling Mountain inside stun. Except there's one little problem. That being that if you're running him with lighter, or more importantly Norma and Dial-In, then you are looking at upwards of 4 extra seconds of stun, which can really mess up your deadly assault rotations, making it nearly impossible to get a 4 stun run on a lot of bosses. The issue is only amplified by the fact that Banyue generates resources at the pace of a snail. Now here's the real kicker. Both his M1 description as well as Lighter, Dial-In, and Norma's descriptions clearly state that this effect does not stack with similar effects.
So that was a fucking lie.
And the extra damage you can pump into those extra 2 seconds is not enough to justify missing out on a whole stun rotation. This is, in fact, so bad that some people choose to just skip crushing peaks in their stun combos, losing out on almost 800% motion values worth of damage just to hit that 4th stun. In case you want to know how to do this, you have to hold down the special button after performing Lion's Roar Wrath, and only Lion's Roar Wrath for some reason. It doesn't work off the other specials, and it's also not taunt cancelable, unfortunately. But yeah, in case you have the misfortune of having this mindscape, then yeah, here's some tips for you. So yeah, while this doesn't really come up if you're trying to just clear Deadly Assault, and is actually pretty useful in Shio defense, it is kind of sad to know that the optimal way of playing M1 Banyue is to do everything in your power to avoid M1 Banyue. That's gonna be all from me for today. Before ending off, I would like to give a big thanks to the r/Banyue main subreddit for providing me with a lot of the facts that I mentioned in this video, especially during that rapid fire segment. Yeah, huge shout out to all of you. This video could not have been possible without your help. Anyways, that's gonna be it from me for today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!